Welcome to the Fredericksburg Center for Creative Arts July 2022 Summer Red National Exhibition. We'll be open on First Friday from noon to 8:30 for extended hours. And we have a wonderful exhibit in our members gallery downstairs with Celeste Johnson and Annie McCahill. Please be sure to see this work in person. Our videos are wonderful, but we guarantee the work will be much better in person. I'd like to introduce our juror for this exhibition, who has traveled graciously all the way from Washington, D.C. twice to select the work in the exhibit and to select the awards this evening. I would like to thank David Kennedy, our videographer, for his wonderful videos that we post on our website and on YouTube. Thank you, David. I'd like to introduce our juror, DC artist Joey P. Manlapaz, a longtime educator with an MFA in painting from the George Washington University. She is associate faculty at the Corcoran School of the Arts and Design at George Washington University and lecturer at the Art League School in Alexandria, Virginia, where she teaches all levels of drawing and painting. Her work is widely collected in the United States and abroad. The DC government currently owns 43 of her paintings, by far the largest collector of her work. In 2013, the U.S. Library of Congress acquired her personal papers and other memorabilia for their permanent inclusion in the Asian American Pacific Islander collection. She is the recipient of numerous awards in recognition of her work. Outside of the classroom and her studio, Joey serves as a juror and curator to national and regional shows. Welcome to the FCCA.
Hi, my name is Joey Manlapaz, and I served as juror for the show Summer Red at the FCCA. I would like to thank Carol Morgan for inviting me again to jury this wonderful show. There were quite a lot of entries. There were about 105 entries to choose from, and I selected about 42 very good pieces. My expertise is in teaching different media and different mediums and different styles and techniques. So the first thing that I look at when I'm looking at work is actually what kind of technique and what kind of medium was used by the artist and how well that medium was utilized to present the art piece that we see on the walls here. Another item that I look at is the message. What is the message that the artist is trying to convey with their painting? It's not just painting pretty pictures. There has to be some kind of meaning, at least meaningful to the artists themselves, and if it's conveyed to the viewer, I being the juror, of course, to select whether that was a success or not. I always say if you didn't make the cut to a juried show, that doesn't mean that that's the end. You have to just try and try again. And there's a lid for every pot, I always say to my students at the Corcoran. Sometimes you don't get it at the first try. Maybe you can try second, third, even 10th time. It doesn't matter. Just continue painting or sculpting or doing your art, and that is actually what matters the most. Hi, this is the first honorable mention that I chose. It's called We the People by Catherine K. Owens. And I like this piece because, of course, it has a message, we the people. And in our troubled times here in our country, it's just we're so divided. The politics of the day is just off the roof. I can't even explain how tragic it is, at least for me personally. We the people means that we should be all united as Americans, and it is a very meaningful piece for me personally, and it's very well done. It's mixed media. And the placement of the stars and the stripes and of course, the capital is very meaningful. And it's a symbol of our country, the capital of freedom, of the leader of the world. And I'd like to just focus on this in terms of the meaning that it conveys to us all. So this is a very interesting sculpture by Pascal Helminski, and I designated it as honorable mention. And I found it to be very interesting because of the different kinds of medium that Pascal used for the construction of this little dog. It's funny, it's lighthearted, it's red, and it's playful, and I just thought that it had a lot of integrity, even in such a small package. So she did a great job with the mixtures of different kinds of media that she used. I don't know what they are, but it looks good as a composition. So this is another honorable mention, a beautiful, beautiful photograph of a tulip. It is by Matthew Dizzy. And what I liked about this is the elegance of the picture, the composition, pushing the main part of the flower more to the left to make this look like it's a billowing flag, almost like some fabric that's just floating in air. It's really nice. I like the composition, the black background, which emphasizes the redness of the flower. This is the picture of serenity. I liked it very much because it's peaceful. I like the fact that this lone ice cream vendor is probably very sad because there's nobody there on a misty day out in the beach. So this picture is by Kate Brogden, and the title is Slow Ice Cream Sales. So it definitely conveys the message of probably COVID times. Nobody was there to buy the ice cream that he was selling. So he's pensive, and the mistiness of the atmosphere adds to the quietness and a little bit on the lonely side of the environment that he finds himself in. I like also the fact that there is a little lady back there, a little tiny figure that more or less balances the strong vertical of the umbrella. So you got that, and you got that little one there over there, and he's in the middle. So it's a very good composition. This is the third place painting by Sally Roan Kubarik. It's a watercolor, and I really like the way she placed all of the flowers and the leaves. You know, watercolor has got to be the hardest medium to master. You do it once, and if you mess up, it's done. So with this particular painting, it looks like she had some degree of control over her medium, because there's that characteristic of watercolors, which is luminosity, there's transparency, and there's also realism in the middle of all this abstraction outside of the poppies. A very good composition and nice coloring within the flowers themselves. So this is a painting by Susan Garnett. It's second place, and the title is Sudden Change. What I liked about this is the fact that it's highly texturized. It's the medium is acrylic, but it seems to me that there is some tissue paper underneath. I may be wrong, but there are traces of some tissue underneath, which makes it a little bit more interesting than just painting flat on a canvas. So this is contrasted by the flatness of the sky area. I like all of these vertical inscriptions, and they might be either trees or a place that was burned maybe. And this is a bright fiery red, so I'm thinking maybe the sudden change there was that there was some catastrophe that happened, forest fire or something. But it's interesting also that the houses remained, so it's probably a change that happened externally to the artist. It's out there, but I'm affected. And blue is an interesting color because blue signifies peace and calmness. So out of all this chaos, there's peace on the horizon and beautiful sky. So it's an optimistic painting. So this is the first prize of the show, and it is a lino cut by the artist Linda Rose La Rochelle, and the title is Keep the Faith. So I looked at this and I was amazed by the fact that this is actually a hand-painted lino cut. So the block must have been very large to have this particular image on one piece of paper. And I love the colors that she used. And when you say keep the faith, it kind of makes you think about what is important in life during these hard times that we're in. And most of the time we either sit by ourselves, meditate, we pray, we go to places of worship, but this artist would sit down and sing and play her guitar. So that is her method of showing her faith. And this is very true of a lot of artists who would paint in their studios, and musicians who would sing and perform maybe in the solitude of their studios or even the stage or their homes. So this is a very nice lino cut, and I am impressed with the coloration because it's very colorful pants and shirt, so it makes it a lot more interesting. I love the yellow glasses, and she's very intent in singing whatever soulful singing that maybe it's a song or something that really speaks to her heart. And I think it is a very successful work of art.
I'd like to thank Joey Manlapaz she's taken time out of her very busy schedule in Washington, D.C. and made that trek down Route 95 twice. So we really appreciate her commitment to being a juror and a judge for this exhibition. Be sure that you come in and see these wonderful pieces of art in person. We're open Monday, noon to 4, Thursday and Friday, noon to 4, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4, and Sunday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., with extended hours on our first Fridays from noon to 8:30 p.m. We hope to see you here. And I'd like to thank Joey for her commitment and the beautiful exhibit you've picked for us and the special awards. Thank you so much. Our little thank you of appreciation.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Carol.
See you all soon. Come by.
The Fredericksburg Center for the Creative Arts, where art and history meet.